Me versus Myself podcast, episode 102. This is me coming to you from my podcast studio. Welcome back. And I'm very thankful to get on here and preach this message to you guys about my transition from boyhood into what I now feel like I'm stepping into is manhood. And I don't really want to drag this out too long. I feel like I have a couple ideas in my head that I've been cooking all day that I want to share. And I feel very grateful to hop on here and be able to pitch this message to you. And hopefully it helps you in some way, right? So, this idea of skipping or stepping into manhood and departing this boyhood thing. What I mean by that is recently, for the past 2 months, I've stepped into more this husband like role, right? Yeah, I know that's like a weird thing to say, maybe for people my age, 21 years old. It's not really heard of nowadays that you settle down, that you start your family, that you start building with somebody. Nowadays, it's kind of counter what is normal. I think a lot of people my age are not really looking into starting families or starting people starting to support somebody or starting to build with somebody so that again you both reap those rewards of what you're doing and what you're trying to build for the future together and the future generations of your kids and this bond and relationship that you are creating with somebody, right? The reason why I say skipping boyhood, and I think the why I'm calling it that is because I've also had this option, right? I had the option of continuing doing what I was doing back maybe a year or 2 years ago, actually 2 years ago. Go back into maybe potentially having multiple interests, multiple love interests, multiple people on rotation. And again, that's kind of like what's celebrated nowadays. And again, if that's what you're living, I don't feel like you're anything less or you're not a man for doing that. What I mean when I'm stepping into my manhood, and this is my version of it. It's not the set in stone. It's not this path is not laid out. Like, don't follow what I'm doing, more so hear me out, and if it's a similar thing that you've thought about or it's a similar thing that you've planned to do one day, maybe this could be the little kickstart, the little push start for you to really start walking that path. And as much as the path of, hey, this is the easy streamlined way of attention, of you know uh, ego stroking, of virtue signaling that you're this or that. There is this really beautiful thing that comes from standing on your principles, standing on this decision you've made to now be providing for the people around you, and not only for the people around you, but the people like for yourself. That was one of the things I feel like I was kind of slow to do. I was constantly growing up. I was constantly put in that environment to like start providing for myself, and rather than seeing it in that way, I think as I was little, I'd see it as a punishment. I'd see it as something that was taking away from me. I'd see it as a thing that was yeah, like I said, taking away from what I'm really trying to do, when in reality those were the skills that I'm now using and then that I'm now like leaning on to help me push through these hard times of uncertainty, these times of doubt, these times of pain and stress and all these things that come around with you turning into this man or stepping into manhood. And I think it gives me really like a sense of pride to know that, hey, dude, like I'm showing up for not only myself, I'm showing up for my wife, I'm showing up for my people, my children. Like I'm chilling and setting up for I'm living for my children's in a sense. And yes, I can choose the path of like I'm single and I'm just fucking out and about, but I derive more purpose from this provider role. And I think that that's just kind of who I've always been, right? I've always been this like kind of caretaker, more so like more aligned with, you know, taking care of the people around me, uh, soaking in the love from my tribe. I feel like I thrive off of that a lot. And rather than spreading my energy outward and spreading myself so wide out and giving myself to this person, giving myself to that person, and sharing these moments with these people, but ultimately not really have anything to stand back on or to be like, oh yeah, these are people that care about me on a deep level, like somebody that is wanting to be my partner, someone that's shown me, hey, I would love to be your wife and I would love to take care of your children. And not that we need to have that right now, not that that's what I'm looking to get right now, but I just want to know, I just want you to know that I'm looking to do that for you. And that gives you some sort of grounding and some sort of purpose to be like, dude, like, I want to provide that. I want to be this pillar for you. I want to be this thing that you can look back at and count on, and have some like strength to like find some strength through that to continue pushing through to this next level of, for example, for me, I've had to see it in a way of graduating. So I think if the way I look at boyhood versus manhood, I feel like there's a big step up from that happens in that transition. And it's not just like, okay, one day you're a boy and then you decide you're a man because of this or that, like, or because you had sex, or because you do drugs, or because you take money, you take care of yourself. Or it's more so, what does it mean to be a man to you? And are you living in those ways? Are you living in the ways that that man would want to be recognized for, and not by anyone but yourself? I think that's an important question to ask yourself. Am I living to the standards of the man I am becoming? And sometimes that's gonna say it's no. I will be honest. Even though I've stepped into this manhood role, there's this personality. There's this part of my personality that still feels like, oh no, like we can kick it, or oh no, we should kick it, or oh no, I'm having a hard day, oh no, let's go find the easy way out. And those thoughts are still there. Those demons are there. That you're still kind of tied up to that, as for as long as you let yourself be tied up for that. And I think for a long time I was very controlled by my desires. Right, I was controlled by the desires I had to take the easy route out, to not build, to not provide, to not even provide for myself, really. Like, and it's like, dude, is that the man that I am? Is that the man I think I want to be? Is that the person that's going to give me the things and is going to get to enjoy the rewards I'm claiming I want? So ask yourself if the principles you're living for are your principles, or they're other people's principles, and you've adopted them because you thought, hey, if I accept these principles that this person is doing, and maybe this person's successful, I can maybe kind of get the same thing. That's not a wrong, but I think you can find your own. I think when you're in it, you find your own little definition of it, and you don't need to explain it to anybody. You don't need to express it to anyone. It's more so a way of how you show up, and this recognition you can get from yourself to know, oh yeah, we're still here, we're still doing this, and we're not giving up. Like, the boats are burnt. We're on this island now, and we're not leaving until we fucking conquer this island, or we're gonna die here. And I like those stakes. I like to feel that pressure of like, dude, like, I'm here to conquer. I'm here to not just chill. And I think sometimes as I find success, or as I feel success, or as I feel like what I'm doing is being rewarded in a positive way, it's easy to be like, okay, let's step off the gas. But in reality, now is when I need to fucking floor it the most. I need to really, 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 really fucking drain this gas tank so that when the gas tank's empty, even when the gas tank's empty, there's reserves that will generate from the past wins, the past, success. And I think that's why it's been important for me to step into this role of like, hey, dude, I'm becoming a man, and I'm becoming a provider, and I'm becoming a provider not only for myself but for my girlfriend, my like my soon to be wife. And I'm looking at it like, okay, she's my wife already, and this is what we're looking to build. But it's like, This is a challenge. This is a stressful thing. This is not easy, but it's going to be at one point. Like at one point, we're gonna reap these rewards of all the hardship, of all the little struggle, of all the lack, of all the not abundant feelings we've felt through current situations, current circumstances, current resources. And when we have the resources that we've built up towards, and we have the life that we've set out to make for ourselves, that's gonna be the real fucking pat on the back. That's gonna be the real like affirmation, that's gonna reaffirm that what we went through, what we've done, what we did, made us who we are, and because of that, we're here now and enjoying this beautiful moment. So there's a balance between that, and that balance is kind of funky. The balance of like being grateful and accepting what you have and pausing for the moment and taking it in, and this moment of I'm content with what I have and I don't need more, so I'm not going to do anything about that anymore. And that's kind of where I've been in both ways, right? Like in the boy in me tells me to kick it, the boy in me tells me to go smoke. The boy, and sorry, I don't even know why the fuck I'm scared to say that. Like right now, I'm taking a break from smoking weed, and it's like I know it's there, I know it's easy, I know I could just fucking load it up and it's gonna feel real good, but I'm really trying to set some control again, because like I said, it's not that I can't control it. It's something I kind of convince myself I can't, or it's something I convince myself is hard. And so sometimes I feel like the it seems harder to stop than it seems to just fuck it, keep it going, and tomorrow will be better, and I'll show up better tomorrow. When in reality, it's like, no, dude, you're not showing up, so that's not gonna make you show up more all of a sudden. And even if after this month's over, if it's like, okay, this month's over, like you're just gonna go back, and whenever you have a slight inconvenience or you feel this slight like negative feeling that you want to get rid of, you can just get rid of it, because this will make you feel like life's not too bad after all, when it could really be bad and it could be a lot better. But that's the balance that I'm dealing with. That's the balance that I'm looking to uncover within myself, of being like, hey, dude, like this is what I want to take from this life, but to get those things, I need to do these things, and at the moment, the person that I've been being is not deserving of those things. So it's unfortunate that you could possibly think that you're not worth those things, but if you know that you're not doing the actual things that are going to get you there, for example, that's a reality I feel now, where it's like, dude, I know I'm building my business, but if I'm not showing up, nobody's showing up. Like nobody's showing up for that. And yes, I can go get a job. Yes, I'm going to get a job. Yes, I'm going to get the job that I interviewed for on Friday. But even that's not the solution neither. That's like another start line. It's like another line in the sand of like, oh fuck, here's another ladder up this manhood thing. Because it's not just my own desires. It's not just, make ends meet for myself. It's make ends meet for my partner, make ends meet for me and her to live an abundant sort of lifestyle and not be like penny pinching, not be struggling, not come across the day we need to have we have a child and feel like, oh fuck, how are we gonna raise this child if we're not even maintaining ourselves at the moment? So maybe for me, it's felt like I think there's higher stakes, and I've heard people deal with these kinds of pressure when it comes to like they're having a kid, or they had a kid, and this kid, by them having this child, it's made them want to motivate. It's made them more motivated, or it's made them act in a way of more urgency. So that's kind of my idea when I decided to almost like to recognize that I'm stepping into something bigger than maybe the past. So if I've been living in this frequency, I've been living for myself, I've been living for the desires, the needs, the wants that I want. It's not that I'm not putting these things up there anymore. It's now I've added a bar of, hey, this is what I want for like the end. The end goal is still here. And yes, this is where we're stepping into. This, by stepping up into that allows us access to this stair, which will allow us access to this stair, which will allow us access to this stair, which will allow us access to this stair. And again, once we're here, it doesn't mean, okay, it's over, start stepping off the gas. There's just going to be more doors to step into. And again, you can decide, hey, I don't want to step in any more doors. I like this room. This room is chilling. Like, I'm good. Like, I sleep real good in it. It fucking is not cold. Oh, sorry. It's not cold. It's not uncomfortable to be here. It's not a jail cell. So I'm good here. That's perfectly fine. If that's what you want. And I think there's so much comfort that even I feel like, fuck, dude, why not just kick it here? On a emotional scale, on an emotional level, you kind of feel like you're maxed out at level 10 happiness here. And again, there's a level 10 happiness here, level 10 happiness here, level 10 happiness here, level 10 happiness here. But it changes because, yes, you can be happy in the moment. But what happens when you're not happy anymore? Is your life still good? It might be. You could maybe convince yourself, or you can maybe numb yourself away so that you can believe that, oh yeah, this is an okay life. Or do you keep being this provider and going to go, I guess you can see it in the way of hunting, right? Like, I can hunt and I can stop hunting once I've found an animal because, hey, we're going to eat for the next 3 days, 4 days. We're chilling. But then it's like, wait, like, what happens when we're finished with what we hunted? You have to go out there again when you should have not stepped off the gas. Like, okay, you have this food now, and it's kind of abundant for the time being until it's not abundant. Why would you settle and deprive yourself from looking for more and getting more so that when it becomes not abundant, you're prepared with the next feast or the next like meal? And maybe that doesn't make too much sense. That's kind of a theme that I'm thinking about right now, where it's like, okay, I'm stepping into this manhood role and I'm providing, and maybe I hit what I want to provide for the month. The next month's gonna come, and the next month's gonna come, and the next month's gonna come. So we're gonna stay here, ride it out till forever, or do I? Because we're still going that way. We're regardless, time's taking us that way. But do I want to go? Do I want to keep seeing the world from this perspective? Or do I want to see the world from this perspective, and then this perspective, and then this perspective, and then this perspective? I think that's the point I'm trying to hammer home for you guys, to really grasp why I'm thinking this way, or why I'm looking to push myself more to become this person, to become this man that I'm seeing for myself in these next couple of years. It's not just like, okay, Jesus, you won the day, you won the week, you won the month, maybe you did June sober, and you won. Won what? I did it for clarity, but to be honest, it doesn't really. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but it doesn't, like, I don't feel much different. Like, I don't feel that much different. Yes, today's June 12th, so it's been 12 days of detoxing from THC. But I've done 100 days. I've done 75 days. I've done 30 days. I've done all like these little challenges to tell myself, oh no, I need to eliminate this to do these things. But then I don't do these things in hopes that, fuck it, I'll let time pass because time's still going to move us there. And eventually this will be a 10 happiness level. But fuck that. Sorry, I'm not flipping you off, flipping myself off for that thought. Like, no. No, like, yeah, you can enjoy that. It's like the garden, right? Like, I can go and fucking harvest everything that I've been growing, but what happens if I don't put seeds in? We're not gonna fucking eat nothing. Yeah, we harvested. Yeah, we ate. We got a couple meals. We got a couple meals from the garden. What happens if I don't water it anymore? What happens if I don't fucking plant anything anymore? Will it just magically start fucking producing new ones? Some plants will actually. Some plants will. Maybe that's not the right analogy. But some plants will come back, but a lot of them, you have to put it in again, and the season's gonna pass. And what? You're not gonna eat next season? You're not gonna want lettuce next season? You're not gonna want fucking carrots next season? No, yeah. If you do, homie, you have to plant the seeds, and you have to tend them, and you have to take care of them. Or else what? They're gonna just spawn in by themselves. Like God's gonna be like, "Hey, my boy, shout out for hey, you planted them last year. Today, this year, they're on me." No. I mean, nature's gonna do its thing. Yes, the vegetables are gonna go to seed, and yes, maybe some seeds will fall and sprinkle and germinate. But what I'm really trying to emphasize is that you need to go back in there and plant those seeds again. Because the seeds that you've had, the crops that you're living off right now, whether it's a lot or a little bit or it's nothing at all, you need to eat. So are you going to let the rest of the season pass and then winter's going to come and time pass by and you didn't do anything? You're waiting for someone to feed you. You're hoping someone else's garden, you're hoping someone else shares some of what they grew with their seeds. And that's a bullshit perspective. That's a bullshit way of looking at the world. And that's something that I, for a long time, that's the way I saw the world. And that's the way I was operating in the world. And it makes me kind of fucking feel bad. Not bad. It makes me feel like, fuck that, bro. You deserve so much. And a lot's happened this month. Like, I can't pretend like, oh, you know what? Like, things haven't been good or things haven't been going the way that I would want them to. A lot's changed. A lot's been going on. And I've been stepping into this role. But even like today, I kind of caught myself a little bit dodging recording, dodging uploading what I wanted to upload. And why? Like, am I afraid? I am afraid. I'm afraid. But what, am I afraid that these vegetables aren't going to grow? Possibly. I don't know that they are. I don't know how the weather's going to be. I don't know if there's going to be a fucking flood that's going to overwater the fuck on my plants. Or I don't know if there's going to be a gopher that's just going to fucking take them and just finesse them. And I know this is like weird, this little garden analogy, but I think I'm trying to paint it in a way that makes sense. And I think that's kind of where my brain is at right now. I've been going hard in the garden. Not really though. I say that. Oh, again, I say that, and that's true, but also not really, cause I haven't planted anything really new. I guess today I did, but like, I haven't really been planting anything new, and I haven't been like going out of my way to plant more of what I could be growing. Instead, I'm like kind of just letting the last season's crops, and I mean not last season's, but early this season's work come through. When I should be fucking maximizing the yield I'm getting instead of settling with, oh yeah, we made some progress, and if time allows it, we will upgrade. Well, time doesn't give a fuck. Time says, well, homie, if you want, you can, and if you don't want, you don't have to. Regardless, the season's gonna pass, and if you don't want it, you don't claim it, it won't be yours to harvest. So a lot of the work we need to do needs to start today. And I'm plugging in my charger, or else my phone will die and we will lose the footage. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm in this stage of evolving and challenging myself and going through the discomfort of becoming a becoming one with somebody else. And Gaudencia, Shadi Shadi, I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for what we're doing, and I'm so grateful for this challenge that we're going through. If this is the fucking uphill or the stair, if this is the fucking incline that it's gonna, you know, I might as well get used to it, because it's not like this hill is gonna go down anytime soon. Like, this hill's only going up. I can stay at the same spot and the day will pass, the day will pass, the day will pass. Or slowly, slowly, slowly make my way up. Make my way up. Well, by actually doing it though. Like, I can say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be up, I'm gonna move up there next, I'm gonna be up on top of this summit by next week. If I don't move at all, I will not be there. The day will pass. Nights and days will pass. Or I can actually go through that, and again, nights, I can actually go to the other peak, and yes, nights and days are gonna pass as well, but I'll be different. It will be different from when well, it will be different had I just stayed where I was, or had I just like kept being where I thought I wanted to be, when in reality I've known that I want more, that I want to receive, achieve a greater lifestyle than the one I'd given myself before stepping into this role. And by stepping into this role, it didn't fix anything. It didn't fix everything. It didn't really change much. It just more so lit a little bit of the fuse, right? This fuse, I've been lighting it, but blowing it, lighting it, and lighting it up, and lighting it up, and. But now I'm like, fuck it. I'm slow burning that sucker. Slow burning it. Hopefully, if I continue slow burning this shit, it will last a long time, but it will eventually get me where I need to go and illuminate me to where I need to be. But I've been kind of going through some... I'm so sorry. I'm kind of yawning right now. I'm kind of going through just evolution. I think a paradigm shift that I've had to break free from is thinking that if my business is not making 10K per month, it's not successful, or it's not actually worth doing. But literally, a client in the business would do so fucking much. Like, it wouldn't be one step. It wouldn't be a half step. It could potentially be 2 steps up. So is it unreasonable that if I put effort into this, to getting this client, after a month, after 2 months, I don't get one? And I don't generate this extra $1,000, extra $2,000 per month? Is it unreasonable? It's not unreasonable. That's a mountain I can climb. That's a mountain people have passed me and climbed it. We were together at one point, and hang on, oh fuck, now you're on the other mountain? Whoa, what the fuck? And you just stayed on this path? Okay. Oh shit, yes, it's scary. Yes, I got a fucking balance beam. I got a fucking... But so did they. And yes, somebody might have fell off the mountain. Somebody might have quit. That's possible too. That's also an option. You could also keep going, but at one point, if you decide, you know what, fuck this, you fell off the mountain. You fell off the fucking mountain. And you gotta go all the way back where you started. And go back where you started from. Try again. That's it. Try again. But if that's the mindset you have, maybe don't try again. Because this next time, bro, I don't think you'll survive this fall. Because we're getting higher and higher. Higher and higher up this mountain. And we don't need people They're gonna just, nah, I ain't going up no more. Y'all can go without me. Okay, later. We're going, bro. We're going. Remember, you're going. You're coming with me, bro. You're not fucking staying right here. What are you gonna stay here for? How long? Oh, I gotta get some rest. Oh, I've been walking too much. I've been walking too much up this mountain. Well, who gives a fuck? So are we, homie. We've been walking the same amount as you. I ain't complaining, cause I love walking here. You're complaining about, oh, I'm not up the mountain yet. It's like, bro, we're who the fuck cares when, like, if you make it up the mountain or not? You're on here. You're trying to. That's it. That's the goal. You're winning. You won right there. You're still playing, bro. You're still fucking playing. You still have this. You're still on the trail. You're not at your car. You didn't go home yet. So fucking stay here. And okay, if you need to stay here one day, fucking make a little camping base. Get your little tent set up. Spend the night. Rest up. Tomorrow you better get the fuck out. Don't start building your little village right here in the middle of the trail. You'll be like, what the fuck? I'm chilling, bro. Y'all do your thing. I'm chilling right here. Again, some people will be, and that's perfectly fine. But if you're somebody who's had this idea, fuck that mountain. I know I'm gonna climb that shit. And whether I get scraped, whether I scrape my knees, whether I fall over or I tumble down, I will get back up and keep going. And I think that's what that's the analogy of this whole thing, right? Like the analogy that excuse me. The analogy about the mountaintop and this little this trek that we're on and this trek that we're currently doing. It's not for it's not to be praised. It's not to be celebrated, because there's no fucking signal up on this mountain, bro. So nobody down there gives a fuck whether you make it up the mountain or not. They can't even see up this mountain. So that decision only really lies with you. So don't fucking stop. Don't stay there for longer than you need to. Okay, if it's too dark or it's fuck it, you know what? It's nighttime, my boy. I could keep going, but I don't want to fucking go right now. It's too dark. I'd rather fucking wait. And yeah, I'll be behind. Maybe if you keep going, you're going to be at the next peak by the time I wake up. But fuck it. That's not my path. I'm still going up there. But I'm going to take this little chill. I'm going to take this little breather. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go back at it and hit that shit harder. And I might even lap you. Because by the time you get up, you're not going to be tired. You might be tired. And that's when you fucking turtle. What is that? The turtle in the hair? The tortoise in the hair? So it's not a fucking sprint. You don't have to sprint up the mountain, bro. You don't have to go like. Because what? By the time that you're fucking. We're going to be like. Hey, it'll be okay, my boy. Hey, don't trip, my boy. Hey, recover. Don't trip. Maybe this makes sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense. I think it does. Because that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of it a way. Fuck, dude. I feel sleepy. I don't know if it's because I had fucking coffee late. For some reason, it's making my shit crash, bro. I feel like... I did wake up earlier than usual today, though. But that's just what I'm going to start doing now. I'm going to start waking up early. And yes, I might be tired, but I'm probably not getting enough sleep. So maybe try sleeping earlier today, Jesus. If you sleep a little earlier, that might lead you to better sleep. Huh. Cool. So, hit it. If you need the rest, rest. And if you don't need the rest, don't rest. But don't listen to this idea that, it's not worth climbing up the mountain anymore, bro. I think we're good right here. This looks like a good spot. Because it very well might be, bro. It very well might be a fucking perfect spot. But I don't think I'm in a place where I should settle in that way to be like, okay, this hilltop is pretty dope. I think we'll be okay right here. But wasn't the plan to go all the way up the mountain? Yeah, it was, but I don't know. I like this spot better, so I think we'll be okay. But it's like, okay, build build your little village right here, my boy. I thought you wanted to go up here. If not, that's okay. But I guess I'll see you then, because well, my sights are up there, and if I just keep walking, I'll get there. And by the time I get there, no one will fucking be up there, so that will solely be my thing. Maybe I'm getting too deep with that little fucking mountain analogy. So let's change the little segment. Let's change the topic up a little bit. A little update for what's happened, right? And again, I don't. It's pretty deep in the podcast, so I don't mind. I don't mind talking about this stuff right now. So earlier, maybe towards the end of May, I want to say Tuesday, like May 30th. May 30th, I believe. I got a phone call. And for a long time, I was working at the jiu-jitsu gym I train at. And I was helping the coach out, my coach, with cleaning the gym in exchange for a membership there. And while during this agreement, I feel like I overstepped a lot of my own boundaries by settling. For example, this was like, this is a cool village. I'll kick it right here for a bit. But then it's like, wait, bro, that was not the plan. That's not what we said we were gonna do. So what the fuck do you mean? And I had to face this idea of like, you know what, dude, like, this shit's tough. It's challenging. But I deserve more. I deserve to come here, train, and not feel like I need to clean after, or not feel like, oh fuck, I need to clean tomorrow. I need to wake up early so that I can come clean tomorrow, so that they can come train and I can be out of their way by the time it's time to train. Because one, it wasn't like I was making money, bro. Like, I mean, if it was, and it was like, okay, dude, like, I'm able to stack some money up, by all means. But it became like, dude, I'm losing money by coming here when I can just fucking pay my membership. Not only am I losing money, I'm losing emotional fucking ammo. I'm losing fucking. I'm getting chewed out for shit that I'm choosing to settle for. And it's not nobody's fault but mine. So I had to save myself from this situation. I had to stand up for myself in this situation. Because I got my ass chewed out, right? And maybe I did fuck up that day. I maybe was not as thorough as I could have been, or I maybe was not as detail oriented as I usually am, and for whatever reason I slipped up. The other party jumped the gun, and that led me to kind of break out of this little matrix I had kind of locked myself in, where fuck, I can only be here if I keep cleaning. But no, this new role, this new man that I'm becoming, can pay his membership in full for what it needs to. You know, I'm paying here. Here's the month's membership. And what should I just should I not sow those same seeds? Should I just back off now and be like, okay, I paid 1 month. Let's see what happens next month. I mean, the little boy in me would be like, just kick it, bro. Fuck it, we'll figure it out. Or you can always go back and do that. But no. Nuh-uh, bro. Nuh-uh, you deserve so much. And we're only halfway into the month. A little bit more than halfway. At the end of this week, I will be in Chicago with Banda La Fantastica, which will be cool. Banda La Fantastica, if you don't know, is the band my brother's in. My brother Ignacio Clarinete, Ignacio Guillen. I've had him on the podcast. He's the only guest. Well, there's kind of been guests. I can say that there's guests because there's guest interviews, but no, Ignacio though he's like he has the most. He's appeared the most on the podcast. But showing up, showing up for the future little Jesus, and he's not gonna be. His name is not gonna be Little Jesus. I don't know that it will be, but I don't think his name will be Jesus. I don't want to fucking. This is a burden to carry this name, my boy. Not a burden, not at all a burden. That's not the right thing to say. It's a fucking responsibility. And maybe not, maybe that's just something I believe, that's something I romanticize, that's something I pretend is important or significant. Because not really. But because my name is Jesus, and because Jesus Christ, and because of the story behind that, for some reason, I've adopted certain things like, hey, I'm a provider or I'm a savior to myself, my family, my people. And those are principles of mine, because my name's Jesus. And if my name is Jesus, I should align with this role model who was Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Cristo, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I've never said it that way though, Jesus Christ. You just say Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. But I guess that's it. I told you I didn't want to drag this shit on, but I feel like I said everything I wanted to say, and I feel really good that I said what I said because I feel light. And this is an episode that I think I needed to post for myself, but maybe I was able to describe a thought that I've been having, this transition that I'm going through, and I'm going to become more. I'm going to keep walking up these ladders. I'm going to keep walking up this inclined fucking hill. And it's something I need to choose to do every day. And if I decide, hey, I'm going to stay at camp for the day, don't be like, oh, well, yesterday I stayed in camp. I should just stay in camp again. Because you want to go up there, my boy. You know that. Deep down, you know that. So even though this little boy tells you, nah, kick it. This is chilling, my boy. Yo, we're vibing. We're good. Yo, we're lit. We're good. This is fucking sick. It's like, nah, dude. There's more. There's another step. Open the door. Open the next door. The next door. The next door. Because that's who I am. That's what I want. I want to keep opening doors. I want to fucking open all the fucking doors in the game. I want to open more doors for myself. Do I open more doors staying in my room? I can open the same door, open and close that shit, but the hallway is the same. You look out the hallway, oh, it's the same. Let me close there's not no Monsters Inc. shit where you close the door and there's another universe. You gotta step into them. There is those other universes where you can step into, but you're just not at the level yet to go into that room. So keep climbing, my boy. Keep climbing, my friends. And this probably goes the same way towards a woman, I feel like. Rather than belonging to the streets and being independent shotties and boss bitches. Find you a man. Find you a husband. And grow together. Build together. Don't think that you need to build yourself up. You need to become this or that so that someone can come and provide for you. I think that there's something strong that comes from deciding, hey, we're walking this path together. And no matter what, I will stand by you because I love you. And I know that you love me because I feel it and we feel it and people around us feel it. So we owe it to ourselves to keep climbing and not to stay at this little view, because the next view is fucking way nicer. And then the next view after that one's way nicer. And it's way nicer. And it will always be way nicer because it's the experience of things. It's the experience of going through it. It's the experience of experiencing the abundance and the rewards that you're getting through walking this path. So kind of maybe disregard this little narrative of like, hey, I want to just live for my lust. I want to live for my pleasure. Because, dude, you can fucking do that with a partner, and it can be really good. It can be really, really good. So don't think that, oh, fuck, I can't just be with one person, because, hey, what, is it going to get boring? No. I mean, if you're boring, it will be boring, you know? But if you're not boring, there's no reason for it to become boring all of a sudden. Like, if you feel, if you know, if what might happen, or what could happen, is there could be some separation between, like, hey, like, I want to do this and you want to do that, but regardless, we're still trying to do this together. So we're still supposed to meet at the top. That's where we're going. So maybe that made sense, maybe that didn't. I feel like I lost y'all. I lost myself, to be completely honest. But thank you for listening to Me Versus Myself podcast. This has been episode 102. I believe I said at the beginning. 102. Skipping boyhood, jumping into manhood. I'll see y'all in the next one. Good.